What's going on, champs and champettes? It's SpiderMonkey here, and Epic Games has already decrypted the entire Thunderbolts collaboration cosmetic set, so in today's YouTube video, I'll be showcasing the White Widow pin and ink skin, as well as the Winter Soldier pin and ink skin, their back blings, pickaxes, emotes, and everything else you need to know. And as a little bit of a disclaimer here, we're not going to be able to actually give you pricing for this cosmetic set because they haven't actually provided that information to anyone. We do know that there will be a bundle available that includes both of the skins, both of the back blings, both of the pickaxes, and both of the emotes, but we don't know how much it's going to cost. And of course, like they've been doing recently, things like the back blings will be sold separately, and things like the pickaxes and wraps and everything else can actually be sold in these bundles and all this type of stuff and sold individually. Something I do want to mention, however, is that the wraps that we are going to be showcasing in this video, if we go ahead and scroll down here, the White Widow wrap and the actual Winter Soldier wrap are both not going to be in that big bundle because they can also be earned from the upcoming cup, depending on if you get, I think, around like 8 points to 40 points in order to get one or both of the wraps, so you won't be able to get a discount on the big bundle by actually getting those wraps. But to start us off here, we have ourselves the White Widow pin and ink skin right here, which you can actually earn from the upcoming Thunderbolts cup. However, it is also something that's just kind of like right here, that we're able to see, and you'll be able to purchase it in the item shop. There's no option to take off like the pen and ink variant and have it be more like of a human variant or anything like that, a more realistic one I should say, so you're kind of stuck with that, but you do have the option to have a mask on or mask off style for this actual outfit. For the Winter Soldier, we actually have two different variant options. We have this one right here where you have the mask off. You can see the front and back design. You can kind of see a up close view of like the stubble and everything else going on in the face, but you also have the option to have the mask on right there. And of course, I'll do a quick little overview because it does kind of like change up the sides of the actual outfit itself. Now, in terms of descriptions, Winter Soldier has a description of once a brainwashed assassin, now a haunted icon of justice, and then the White Widow outfit has a description of former operative of the infamous Red Room. In terms of back blings, we have two here. We have the White Widow's pack with a description of this bag's got some bite. Now, as you can see right here, nothing like too crazy is kind of going on with it. It's just a simple backpack to go along with the skin. And then we got Winter Soldier's spare with a description of armed and dangerous. Now, this one, of course, matches the Winter Soldier, and it's just a spare left, or I guess, is that what? I don't know, it's a spare arm, it's either the left arm or the right arm. I apparently don't know my directions, but I'm pretty sure it's the left based on right here. You can feel free to correct me in the comments down below. In terms of pickaxes, we have the armament axe right here, which is actually built in. Now, that doesn't mean it's built into this skin right here, but it has a built-in emote. So if we go ahead and swing it real quickly here, you can actually see the little hit effects right there, but the built-in part of this, and I'll go ahead and scroll down to the emotes to show this off, is the armed up emote. You can only use this when you have the pickaxe equipped, but you can still use it on other skins. So for example, if I switch over here to the White Widow skin and then we go back down here, I can still use this emote, but I have to be using specifically this pickaxe in order to actually do the emote itself. The other pickaxe we have is the White Widow Fangs right here, which you can go ahead and see on screen, and we'll go ahead and swing it real quickly for you so you can see the little like hit effects. This one is actually a little bit more interesting to me because it kind of has like the green blue effect depending on which one hits. The left one actually being, or I guess the right one in this case, if we're talking about like the back view, actually being a green one, and then the other one actually being a little bit of like a blue lightning effect. And then for the other stuff, we have ourselves the Widow's Mac emote right here, which is a pretty interesting one. People have been mentioning that apparently this emote comes from the Hawkeye show. Now, I'm not too familiar with the show, so I can't say for certain if it is or not, but that's at least what I've seen online, and it has a description of it needs a bit of a kick and some flips. Next up, we have two different wraps, as we already talked about. We have the White Widow wrap right here, which actually does have its own reactivity. So whenever you're shooting, it's actually going to have this little like electricity come out of the front of the gun. And as you kind of stop shooting, that electricity is going to slowly die down until you don't have any on the gun at all. And then we have the Winter Soldier wrap, which is damage reactive. Basically, over time, it's going to have these little spark effects happening, as you can see on screen right now. And that is kind of the reactivity you get. Now, I have seen some questions over, is this damage reactive based on damage dealt or damage received, and I will quickly update you in one moment. And now, after looking in the files, I can confirm this is based on actually receiving damage instead of dealing damage to other players. So keep that in mind as you're actually planning to use the Winter Soldier wrap. This animation is only going to happen when you yourself actually take damage. But with that said, that's pretty much it of everything in this collaboration. You get two emotes. One of those is built into the actual armament axe right here. You get two outfits, you get two back blings, you get yourselves two different wraps, and and that's pretty much all there really is to say about it. Now, of course, something to mention about these cosmetics that are in this set is that we don't currently have the full set name. Most likely it's going to be Thunderbolts, since that's what the collaboration is advertised as, but if you're curious what the code name for the set is, it is Bright Sound. Now, with that said, I'll let you champs and chambits enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It'll be in the item shop April 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, if I'm remembering properly off the top of my head. However, we have already talked about this before, so you guys have already gotten the proper dates on all that in a previous video. And until next time, I'll catch you champs and chambits a little bit later. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and until then, peace out.